Well, you know what they say. Thick thighs save lives. Unless you want to wear Japanese denim. Let's get into it. What's good, internet? It's your denim dude, Tristan, and this is the Arcuate, your home to all things denim, workwear, and anything else we want to talk about. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. That way you can get notified anytime I get my shit together and actually put a video online. What exactly do thick thighs, Japanese jeans, and saving lives have to do with anything? Well, as we dive into this world of being denim nerds or denim heads, or if you're here just simply trying to elevate your fashion sense or your just wardrobe in general, there's two things that you're going to learn when it comes to denim. The first thing that you're going to learn is that the best denim manufacturers are in Japan. And as a result, the best and most coveted denim brands come from Japan. Now, this is when you're going to learn the second lesson when it comes to being a denim head, and that is Japanese denim brands are definitely not cut for Western dudes, especially if you don't skip leg day or you're a former running back for the New York Giants. Then they're definitely not going to fit. Real quick, before we get any further, I do need to let you know that I did get these jeans for free. So a while back, Andre, the owner of AW Selvedge, hopped on one of the Facebook denim groups and was looking for a few people to give him an honest opinion of what his product was like. So, I don't know if you, what you're like, but I know when it comes to me, there are three things that I definitely don't pass up. Do not pass up free food, free beer, or free denim. With that said, I'm gonna give you my unbiased opinion on this, right? Just because I got these for free does not mean that I am going to gush on them 100%. I'm going to tell you the things that I like. I'm going to tell you things that I don't like. I'm going to be as neutral as possible. Also, there's one other elephant in the room. These jeans were made in China. Oh my God, he said China. Yeah, they were made in China. Get over it, okay? If you were starting a new denim brand out, what would you do? Well, if you had the right resources, you would reach out to where you could get it made. So, warning, these were made in China. Get the fuck over it. So with those two things out of the way, what can I tell you about AW Selvedge? Well, as I mentioned earlier, this is an American-based denim company, started by a former NFL running back, you know? Dude's got gams. So obviously, he knows what he needs when it comes to having a pair of jeans that are gonna fit an athletic or Western body type. All right, so let's get into the aesthetics of these jeans. So what I have here is a pair of the Tom fit. This is kind of a carrot fit. It is got kind of like a low block. The jeans have a really good taper at the end, and there is definitely enough room in the thighs and the back seat. So here we are with the AW Tom jean. Not on my butt, but actually in my hands for you guys to take a look at. So there's a few things on here, we'll just talk about branding, that I actually like. I actually kind of find it endearing that he actually has the weight of the jean here on this tag. So if you actually take a look right there, full weight. So this is actually something that I think is actually kind of a fun thing to add. It's one of those things that if you wanted to pull it off, you could, but it's also attached to a really nice, thick back leather patch. I feel like this is something that a lot of brands really tend to skip out on. They tend to go cheap on this, and this is actually a really nice detail that I genuinely appreciate on a good pair of jeans. So another thing in here that I really like is that the subtleness of this two-tone stitching that you can actually see right there. You know, there's a lot of really good attention to detail just in examining this back patch and taking a look right here. And as you can see, you know, we've got that great two-tone stitching kind of going throughout the entire jean. Really great attention to details. Really been put into this first patch of jeans that Andre actually created. And I have to apologize if the audio sounds kind of weird. It's because the microphone is directly above my head, and occasionally I'm looking up to make sure everything is in focus. As I had mentioned earlier, one thing that I really appreciated about these jeans are these really nice pockets. Andre being a football player, big hands. I don't have big hands. I have tiny hands. I'm missing a finger. So getting my hands in the pockets have never really been a big difficulty, but I really appreciate a pocket that I can easily fit my hand into and actually use on a regular basis. I don't have to be like, oh, put my tiny hand in the pocket, I can get the change out. No, I can actually do that with my normal and not tiny hand and get it into my pocket and get things out. That is something that I really appreciate, and I wish more denim brands would put an actual focus into like what can go in this pocket, what can fit in the fifth pocket here that is more than just, I don't know, these 3 tiny fingers. Actually, I can fit those in there. That's pretty easy. But being able to fit things into your pockets, it's a utilitarian thing, or utilitarian thing. I don't, words, things. I'll put it on the screen. The word that I'm trying to say. It adds utility. That's it. Utility to these pants. Now, after having spoken to Andre, he was quick to point out that this denim is a proprietary weave. He specifically worked with Kudobo to make a unsanfordized jean that would have little shrinkage as possible. Actually, he says that the shrinkage is usually about between 3 to 4%, which honestly, that puts it right on par with sanfordized denim and is really impressive. With that said, I've yet to get these wet. I'm a little hesitant when it comes to unsanfordized denim. Luckily though, my partner Grant, he has gotten a pair and he has gotten his wet, and he has confirmed the little amount of shrinkage that occurs. As soon as I get mine wet, I'll post a little update on our Instagram account, which I'll post right here, so you can see how they turned out. All right, so quality. So as I mentioned, I've been over these jeans with a fine-tooth comb. I've gone over all the stitching, I've examined the pocket bags, I've gone over all the hardware, and as much as I wanted to find a flaw in the construction of these jeans, I couldn't find anything wrong with them. I would put them on par with my jeans from Momotaro and Ironheart, honestly, when it comes to construction. Andre really went to a lot of great lengths to make sure that the quality of these jeans meets his standards. Now, with that in mind, he has told us that he intends on moving production here to the United States when viable, right? But in the meantime, what you're gonna get from him is a quality pair of jeans made in China. Another thing that I missed that I mentioned earlier and that my partner Grant pointed out to me was that, the snaps on these, or buttons on these, they're alloy buttons. They're not solid metal buttons. They're not solid copper or solid brass like you would normally get. So don't expect the type of patina or wear that you would normally get on those. It's something that we've mentioned to Andre, and I'm certain that it's something he's going to change in the future. Small detail. One other thing too that I want to point out is in the waistband, there's a spot that rubs the chubbikins, right? I don't have much of a butt. In fact, I have what is known technically as a fac. The thighs, they just go straight to my back. Yeah, I've got nothing. And even still, there's just one strip of stitching on the top of the waistband. I don't know if it's the gauge or the material, but it can kind of rub into the back fat just a little bit. There you go. So this seam right here, that was just a little rough in the beginning. It's a great attention to detail, but when these were brand new, whew, sweet Christmas, I could feel it. Yeah. The chubs, the little fat on my back, could really feel that. But, it's pretty good now. It's gotten a lot softer. But as I've worn them over time, it's broken in, it's gotten soft. I think that it's an easy fix, and once again, it's something that we've pointed out to Andre. He is really eager to make as many improvements as possible. All right, value, moolah, greenbacks, freedom eagles, dollary dues, yen, quid, pounds, money. What's the value of these jeans? Well, honestly, at $150, I'd say they are actually right on point. I mean, they are comparable to brands in the same price range like you would find. I would compare them to your Nudies, your Brave Stars, your Naked and Famous, and even your Unbranded, right? Which, mind you, Unbranded is a Chinese manufactured Naked and Famous jean. If you didn't know, now you know. So, yeah, there's really not a lot to argue or complain about with these jeans. So, with that in mind, who should buy and who shouldn't buy these? Well, if you are a person who never skips leg day, if you're a former athlete, or if you just in general struggle to find a pair of jeans that your meaty man legs can fit into, this is going to be a fantastic pair of jeans for you, especially at the price. Who are they not for? They are not for people who are afraid of things made in China. They are not for people who are afraid of new things. And they are not for people who have chicken legs. Unless you really like to have baggy jeans. Then these are for you. This kind of just brings us into the bottom line of all of this. And the bottom line is AW Selvedge is a American-owned company started by a former professional athlete and makes jeans specifically cut for athletic body styles and offers you that sweet, sweet Japanese selvage denim and a fit that's gonna fit you. I mean, what's not to argue with that? So in terms of, are these a buy, try, or a why? I would say, honestly, these are a solid buy. I've already recommended them to a few friends. Now, with this in mind right now, Andre is in the middle of revamping his website, and as soon as his new website goes live, I'll put the link down in the description so that you can link over to it and you can check out what he has to offer. Like I said, he has pre-distressed denim and he also has selvage denim. Another thing that you can do while you're on Andre's website is you can click a special donate button. So in the course of the this past year talking to Andre, he got to learn about my son, Sora, who has an extremely rare genetic disorder called Prader-Willi syndrome. It's a 1 in 30,000 chromosomal defect. And he was kind enough to actually add a donate button to help donate money to fund research for my son's extremely rare genetic disorder. So if you do have a chance to go over there and you do have a chance to buy a pair of jeans, please click that donate button. It would mean the world to me, to Grant, to Sora. And with that, I can't thank Andre enough for giving me the opportunity to give these jeans a trial run and for having the kindness to recognize that there's not enough funding for kids with rare genetic disorders. So I appreciate that. Outside of that, this has been Tristan. This is the Arcuate. You stay raw, stay classy, stay safe. I'll catch you next time. Excuse me. Need a little bit of pre-workout for this. Coffee, the original pre-workout. So yeah, where was I? Oh yeah.